Hi friends, good morning. Welcome to Shankaran IA Study Circle. This is Dr. Harinath Reddy, Director of the Institute. As all of you know, that Indian economy and AP economy together constitute 75 marks in paper 2 as per the new pattern. So you can expect some 20 to 30 questions on Andhra Pradesh economy. So from the recent budget 2022-23 and economic survey 2021-22, I have made some important multiple choice questions for both APPSC Group 1 and APPSC Group 2 as well. So these multiple choice questions I will discuss every day 15 multiple choice questions. The best of the economic survey and budget which is useful for the exam is thoroughly covered in these MCQs. So it will be very useful for the students preparing for Group 1 Prelims, APPSC Group 2. So you can make use of these videos. And let's get started. See the first question. See, sustainable development goals, it's very important. And that's the reason why initially 4 or 5 questions I have made on SDG India Index, Sustainable Development Goal India Index. SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, Sustainable Development Goal Index, both are equally important. So the student must be very clear regarding the details about this index. That's why I have included some questions on the index itself in the beginning. So let us see the question. Which one of the following statements is correct with respect to SDG India Index? Sustainable Development Goal India Index. There were 3 editions, the most recent one being 2021. So regarding this index, see the statements. The SDG India Index scores range between 0 to 100 with a higher score indicating that a state or UT is closer to achieving the targets. This is right. So SDG India Index, they have a scores ranging from 0 to 100. If the score of a particular state or UT is higher, it means it is closer to achieving the targets under SDGs. This is a correct statement. And again, as per this index, states and union territories are classified into 4 categories based on their SDG India Index score. This is also right. So there are 4 categories of states or UTs under this index: aspirant category, performer category, front runner category, achiever category. If you take the aspirant category, those states with an SDG India Index score of 0 to 49, they are called aspirant category states or UTs. And the states and UTs with a score of 50 to 64, they are called performers. And with a score of 65 to 99, they are called front runners. And those states and UTs which have achieved a score of 100, they are called achiever states or union territories. Second statement is also correct. Currently, there are no states in the aspirant and achiever category. This is also correct. So we do not have any state or union territory which has scored 100, and simultaneously we also do not have any state or UT whose score is less than 49. The third statement is also correct. So the answer is all the above. Which one of the following statements is correct with respect to the SDG India Index? All are correct. Then next, second question. Consider the following statements with respect to SDG India Index. As I said, so far there are 3 editions. The first edition is in 2018, the second one is in 2019. So see the statement related to the first edition. While the 2018 edition of the index covered 13 sustainable development goals, the 2019 edition covers all of them with ranking on 16 SDGs and a qualitative assessment on goal 17. Yeah, this is a correct statement. In 2018 edition, the index covered only 13 SDGs out of total 17 SDGs. You all know that there are 17 sustainable development goals, out of which in the 2018 the index covered only 13 SDGs. What are the SDGs which are excluded? Goal SDG 12, 13, 14, 17. These are the 4 SDGs which are excluded from the 2018 edition. And that's why when you compare it with the 2019 edition, the 2019 edition, it covered all the SDGs. But only 16 SDGs were taken up in the ranking, and the 17th SDG goal, SDG 17, there was only a qualitative assessment. This is a correct statement. And again, indicators. If you see 2018, the 2018 edition of SDG India Index, it made use of 62 indicators while giving the ranking. But 2019 edition, it made use of 100 indicators. 2018 edition, 62 indicators. 2019 edition, 100 indicators. So here, both statements were correct. So consider the following statements. And what is asked in the question? Incorrect statement. Neither one nor two. Neither one nor two. Both are correct statements. And what is asked in the question is incorrect statement. So the answer is neither one nor two. Let's move to the third question. Consider the following statements with respect to the third edition of the SDG India Index. The third edition of the SDG India Index. See, this index is developed in collaboration with the United Nations in India. Yes, this is a right statement. SDG India Index was developed in collaboration with United Nations in India. Then this index tracks the progress of all states and union territories on 115 indicators. Remember, when compared to the first and the second edition, in the third edition, the number of indicators used is 115. Earlier we have seen 2018 made use of 62 indicators, 2019 made use of 100 indicators, and 2021 it made use of 115 indicators. All this is very important, you should remember. So the third edition, it tracks the progress of all the states and union territories on 115 indicators aligned with the National Indicator Framework. So this is a framework under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So the second statement is also correct. So both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. So both 1 and 2. So there is something called National Indicator Framework. So this National Indicator Framework works under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Let's move to the fourth question. The third edition of the SDG India Index covers 16 goals with 115 indicators. 16 goals with 115 indicators. Right, this is the right answer. If you compare the third edition with the second edition, the third edition covers only 16 goals. Second edition covered all the 17 goals. Which state retained its top rank in the SDG India Index 2020-21? It is Kerala. Kerala is the state which retained its top rank in the SDG India Index of 2020-21. When it comes to Himachal Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, they have ranked second after Kerala in this index of 2020-21. Which of the following states were the worst performing states in the SDG India Index of 2020-21? So Bihar, Jharkhand, Assam, all the above. So if you read the report of SDG India Index 2020-21, the report says all these three states, Bihar, Jharkhand, Assam, all are worst performing states. So the answer is all the above. Which union territory retained its top rank in the SDG India Index 2020-21? It is Chandigarh. Chandigarh is the union territory which retained its top rank in the SDG India Index 2020-21. Chandigarh is followed by Delhi. Consider the following statements with respect to SDG India Index 2020-21. See the first statement. Mizoram, Haryana and Uttarakhand are the top gainers in 2020-21 in terms of improvement in score from 2019. This is a correct statement. So when you compare the third edition with the second edition, these are the three states which have improved a lot. That's why we say top gainers. Top gainers. It is Mizoram, Haryana and Uttarakhand. Mizoram, Haryana and Uttarakhand were the three states which are the top gainers in 2020-21 compared to 19. While in 2019, 10 states or UTs belonged to the category of frontrunners, 12 more states found themselves in this category in 2020-21. This is also a right statement. In the second edition of SDG India Index, there were only 10 states in the category of frontrunners. But later on in 2020-21 index, that is the third edition, another 12 were added. So now we have a total of 22 states or union territories in this category of frontrunner. Then, here the answer is correct statement both 1 and 2. Which one of the following statements is incorrect with respect to sustainable development goals? See, the sustainable development goals were born at the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development in Rio de Janeiro in 2012. This is a correct statement. The concept and the idea of sustainable development goals, this idea took both in 2012 in the Conference on Sustainable Development which was held in Rio de Janeiro in 2012. The Sustainable Development Goals replaced the Millennium Development Goals started in 2000 to tackle the indignity of poverty. This is also correct. Earlier, between 2000 and 2015, over a period of 5 years, between 2000 and 2015, for a period of 5 years, we have implemented Millennium Development Goals. And from 2015 to 2030, Sustainable Development Goals replaced Millennium Development Goals. So the second statement is also correct. SDGs were set up in 2015 by the United Nations General Assembly and intended to be achieved by the year 2030. This is also a right statement. So these Sustainable Development Goals were finally agreed upon in 2015 by the United Nations General Assembly and it was intended to achieve it by the year 2030. So the answer is none of the above. Which one of the following statements is incorrect? In the question what is asked is incorrect statement. All the three statements are correct. So the answer is none of the above. Consider the following statements with respect to the state of Andhra Pradesh. So this is with respect to Economic Survey 2021-22. As per the recent Economic Survey 21-22, Andhra Pradesh stands first in the country in total fish production. This is a right statement. The total fish production in the country, the total fish production in the state of AP, it is 46.23 lakh metric tons. And the share of Andhra Pradesh in the total fish production in India, it is 29.4%. That is also correct. And this fishery sector, it provides livelihood to 16.5 lakh population. You can clearly see fisheries is one of the biggest employers, biggest employment generator in the state of AP. So this is a correct statement. Andhra Pradesh ranks number 1 in fish production at the national level. The total fish production, it is 46.23 lakh metric tons, 46.23 lakh metric tons. The share of AP in the total fish production in India, 29.4%, and it provides livelihood to 16.5 lakh population. So the statement is correct. Andhra Pradesh has the majority share of 36% in seafood exports from the country. This is also a correct statement. Remember, Andhra Pradesh is one of the pioneer states in aquaculture. We have very progressive farmers in aquaculture sector. There's a reason why Andhra Pradesh has the biggest share in seafood exports from the country, and that is 36%. So the question is, consider the following statements. He is asking incorrect statement, neither one nor two, because both are correct statements. As per Niti Aayog's SDG report of 2021, I said this is the third edition. Rank of Andhra Pradesh in terms of poverty reduction. So Andhra Pradesh ranked number 5 in terms of poverty reduction as per this edition of 2021. So answer is 5th. According to the Niti Aayog's multi-dimensional poverty index report of 2021, rank of Andhra Pradesh in the country in terms of percentage population with housing facilities. According to the Niti Aayog's Multi-Dimensional Poverty Index of 2021, rank of Andhra Pradesh in the country in terms of percentage population with housing facilities. It is second rank. Andhra Pradesh ranked number 2 in terms of percentage population with housing facilities. According to Niti Aayog's SDG report of 2021, according to Niti Aayog's SDG report 2021, what percent of the state's households have been both electrified and use clean cooking fuels? It is 100%. This is a very good achievement. According to Niti Aayog's SDG report of 2021, the third edition, in the state of Andhra Pradesh, the percentage of the state households which have been both electrified and using clean cooking fuels is 100%. As per Niti Aayog's SDG report of 2021, what percent of deliveries are institutional? It is 99.5%. If there are more and more institutional deliveries, the maternal mortality rate and infant mortality rate will come down, because if a pregnant woman undergoes delivery in a hospital, which is called the institutional delivery, the doctors and the paramedical staff will be available to attend to the woman in case if there are complications. That's the reason why the IMR and MMR has come down very significantly in the recent past in India, because of increase in institutional deliveries. Which one of the following reputed economists advocated cash transfers to the needy during the pandemic? So Abhijit Banerjee, Esther Duflo, both of the above, neither of the above. It is both. It is both. These two economists, they work in Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and Abhijit Banerjee, he is an Indian American. And so the right answer is both of the above. Abhijit Banerjee and Esther Duflo. These are two economists who advocated cash transfers to the needy during the pandemic. So the answer is both of the above.